Welcome everybody here to Talk Dota. Number 15 is what we're up to, and we're having a bit of a special time. As we know, earlier this week, Na'Vi announced their new roster, and considering he lives in the neighborhood, he said, yeah, sure, he'll come down to the studio. Lives just around the corner, walked himself in. So we're joined by Na'Vi Kuro, we can say that now. And also, as always, we are joined by the captain of Na'Vi, Puppey, and the man... can't describe what clan he's part of, apart from saying he is an absolute stand-in or anything stand-in. It is Syndran. Of course, we will touch on what happened with his team over the week as well.
He still is the sole member of anything.
Yeah, he's the sole member of Clan Sind. So,
yeah. Damn, this is overexposed, isn't it?
You're fine, Sind. You're fine. Okay, Sind will readjust himself for a moment.
Fuck this. Okay, yeah, go on.
Fantastic, fantastic. Recap week, boys? Recap?
Recap.
Sounds good. So we go with EMS 1, Spring Cup number 3 is where we start off. Of course, EMS, they had a couple of things recently announced. At the end of the Spring Cup number 3, they announced that the finals will be in Poland. So everyone gets to travel to Poland, which is where they ran their hugely successful Intel Extreme Masters event. It was LOL, though, so I'm interested to see how many Dota people turn up for that one. For the EMS 1, that is. And also, as far as the whole of EMS 1 goes, and then the progression going through the grid, actually got a lot of points coming the way of No Tidehunter, being involved in 3 cups so far and able to actually bring you down, Puppey. That was before Kuro, so it's not Kuro's fault. It's your fault, Puppey.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Yep. But they do.
But I guess we did get to the grand final idea anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. With your points, you've basically qualified. You've qualified for the full final in Poland, so you're all good to go. There's no reason to worry about that one. But No Tide sit at the top, so they're looking pretty good. Something else which happened, the inaugural Big Point Battle. So our Join Dota Cup, which is also tonight, the start for the new Big Point Cup has been announced, with some fun teams already being listed in that one. But Team Liquid ends up taking out the Big Point final. Up against Mouseballs. If I remember correctly, Kuro, that was a game you were in.
Yeah, exactly. We played them.
Yeah.
There was one day before we played them in the defense, I think.
Yeah, it was Mouseballs versus Team Liquid. It was almost, you were playing Team Liquid as much as like Navi's playing EG
yeah,
these days.
we played them 3 times in a row. We had Big Point Battle, then it was the defense, and then it was Dota Hut, I believe, where we eventually beat them. But yeah.
Basically going through every tournament under the sun. Yeah, if you want to sign up for Big Point, it's now open for. We can move on to the ISO Cup as well, which was a little bit smaller in prize money by €250. But an upset with Team Liquid. Evil Genius has taken them out 2-0 in what was kind of like a one-sided matchup. I'm saying that from the semi-final for the guys out there that wonder what it is. The semi-final was there, so Liquid versus EG in the semi, which put Pain into the front spot. It was also a bit of a problematic cup. Not that I'm saying.
And they played Pain in the grand finals, or what?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember.
They played
Virtus Pro, blah blah, something like that.
Yeah, Virtus Pro decided they were going to play their TPL match as opposed to playing the grand final of the ISO Cup. So because of this, Virtus Pro, even though they beat Pain 2-0, the win was taken from them, so they didn't get the second place prize money. And Pain was given the chance to try and beat EG in the grand final. And because of that too, there was an extra thing added on. So Virtus Pro were no longer invited to any Join Dota competitions for a month. They can still qualify through the open qualifiers, but they are not invited to any competitions for a month. So they don't get invited to ISO and they don't get invited to the Big Point, but they can qualify for both.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a small thing that went down. Which I think a lot of people got a little bit confused about the details of that one. We didn't want, like, a team, you compete in a tournament, you don't pull out when you get to the grand final of a tournament. No tournament organizer wants to say to their sponsor, yeah, a team want to go play another tournament at the end of that. So
And it was a very weird decision, very unmannered, in my opinion.
yeah. But manners
must be dealt with, Toby. And Toby was the man.
Actually,
So,
I wasn't the man. I'm the nice guy, man. Holy Master's
Definitely
the mean
Holy
guy.
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely must have been German, right?
Holy face. Yes. Must have been.
Must have been some Nazi.
Right.
Or German.
Yeah. Let's go with German. Holy Master's at least German. There's your Dota Hut Invitational as our next thing on the list. Oh, actually, no. Sorry, I've skipped something. I skipped Goes to Cup Asia. Myth Trust won it. Sorry, no, they don't. Neo Orange take it. That's that team which we were talking about last week. The Neo Orange boys with their new roster and their surprise player, which is coming up. Where they had their roster. It's the Ohio roster, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly.
The new orange roster?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one we were talking about last week, where they had
Kuroky and Puppey?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
yes.
think that's the dude that we want to talk about, not anybody else.
He's
If anything about
I
Orange.
want to talk about Kuroky and Puppey.
just want to ignore everybody else in Orange. Fantastic.
Damn, I'm confused right now. But yeah,
Orange.
he's in the same team as Ohio, so if that's orange, then that's orange.
Yes, that's them. So yeah, we're getting our teams right.
Yes.
Dota Hut Invitational ended up happening too. So one day ago we had that one. So Mouseballs and Fnatic going in the overall final, and Fnatic beating U2 Zip. They did twice, Kuro.
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to stand in for Mouse against Fnatic, but I think they found a replacement pretty quickly. I think it's Koikwa. He's a German guy. He's a very skilled player. And they were doing fine. They played Fnatic before in Star Ladder, and they won them actually, with Zeus even. So they figured out that they don't need me, and I watched their games. They were kind of close to some extent, but I'm happy that they're doing fine.
We'll talk a little bit about Mouse later on when we'll finally focus on Kuro. So for guys out there, we're not going to do the whole like Na'Vi roster change thing yet or talk about Kuro. We'll save that for a little bit later on. Something coming up this weekend, which is going to be all the talk around the water cooler. G League Finals. The G League Finals are coming up this weekend. So LGD International playing up against Invictus Gaming in what could possibly be the first time we see a foreign team take a Chinese title.
When was the last game of G League played?
The last game of G League
I think
was it-
September 2011.
the 7th of January.
Oh, it was that recently?
The 7th of January.
It's pretty recent, like 3 months ago.
2 months ago. Oh, we'll just put the finals in March. That's why this is so deceptive, you know. It's LGD Int going up against IG, and I don't think... Has IG even played an official match since that one?
No.
I don't
I think nobody has. Nobody has.
Yeah, LGD Int hasn't either. I mean, it's the only tournament running right now, and it's 2 months ago. I'm sure whoever you have high hopes for, whether it's LGD Int or IG, it's really tricky. You have no idea really what's going to happen in this final, because there's so much happened the last 2 months, and at least in the West, in the metagame, etc. The question is if they've changed it in Asia as well. I don't know.
It's like, how do you even predict what's going to happen? Because there's been Southeast Asia matches happening, but that's never been China. And I know I've been watching Sean's status on Steam, and he's always like looking at tournament replays from the West and from other competitions. So they're definitely doing their study. They're definitely doing
So
their
you're
homework.
stalking Sean?
Slightly.
That's what you're trying to say?
Slightly. I sit there in idle window sometimes, and I just see him tournament replay, watching. Yeah.
It's okay. We all do it. It's okay.
Yeah, you do. Shut up. But like, how do you follow it? How do you follow it? Like, what do we even expect for this final?
You can't expect anything because it's anything will be a surprise to you. You don't know what's happened in the 2 months. It's like more than 10% of the year just passed by, and now you think like, well, something might happen, you know. You're not sure it's going to happen the same thing that you expect it to be. So they are going to be great matches. I hope so, at least. I hope they can create a big, big game.
I'm looking forward to it. By the way, guys, you can check out the live streams, either be it from the Chinese live stream itself, which will be on Twitch, or you can find the BTS live stream, and I'll also be streaming it out. We've got something fun planned for that day, so we'll be having some fun there.
Do you know anything about the live coverage from there?
The live coverage?
Yeah, I mean, the event itself, it's like, how many... There was an audience of like, was it 15,000 or something?
Well, the last time they ran a G League final, they ran it in like a sound shell in a busy shopping center part of China, if I remember correctly. So they had like plastic seats, everyone can come and just sit down, but it was a huge audience of just people that were also passing by.
Yeah. I think I don't remember the exact numbers. I think PyCat talked about it in an interview, and I seem to recall him saying something like 20,000. I might be wrong, but that's like a huge venue, and I would love to... I really hope they do it justice. If there's 20,000 people showing up, I hope they put on a show.
I'm pretty sure they will, man. They had the awesome stage that was there last time, and I'm pretty sure they'll do the same thing again. Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
But we'll patch it in. We'll patch it in. Just like we were doing before. Because they were doing a very good show in the studio. They did the whole like player profiles. They came up with these cool animations. Players being in certain lanes with a three-dimensional mini-map. It was, yeah. G League are being creative. It's nice to watch. Something else which is moving through as well. The defense playoffs. The defense playoffs are almost over. It's taken a long time. It has taken a very long time to get ourselves here. But now there's only 4 teams remaining. So Liquid will play up against Fnatic at an unscheduled date. And Dignitas up against VP. But Team Liquid, their game up against Evil Geniuses, it kind of felt like EG got completely schooled. And I kind of want to like throw this question over to you, Puppey, and also to Kuro. Because there's conversations over on the talkDOTA forums about it. Did Na'Vi break EG's back?
What do you think? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not in their brains. I hope so, but, you know, you can never know what's going between them.
Just want to break everybody.
No, it's like, I think EG had a pretty good winning streak running before they played us, and we didn't break their spirit or neck, but we changed something in their heads, because after the show match, you saw them playing a different kind of style against us the first game. They played all out aggressive. They played really aggressive style. They first picked Nakes, I believe. And then they just roamed and tried to kill us all the time. And they knew they had to win the game to win the series, because if they would have lost, if they lose that game, they knew they will lose the whole series. We won them eventually, and then I think the last game, they didn't really care so much anymore because they didn't know what to do. They had no time to prepare. They played us 2 days in a row. So
Actually, another game which came out, which was back when you were playing in Mouse Sports. I don't know if I really want to bring this up in front of you, but there was a certain gyro in game number 3 of Team Liquid versus Mouse Sports.
yes.
What the fuck, man?
Well, Liquid played really well the third game. That's all I can say, because everything else I say it's gonna sound like a shitty excuse. But for a fact, I just wanna protect my teammates at this point. That we played the third game against Liquid I mean it was like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and we've been awake for 18 to 20 hours. It was a Monday. We went to school, university, blah blah blah, work, whatever. So we were really tired. Our concentration sucked really hard in the last game. And on top of that, I know it sounds like a shitty excuse as well, but it was USE server, and
yeah. Well,
I can just
you're not the only person talking about that.
No,
like
I can
Hani was going on about it too, and he was commentating the game at the time.
No, it's like there's 2 ways. Either you're gonna be professional about it, that's what everyone is actually, or you're gonna be honest about it. And the fact is, if you only have if you have some kind of delay, you don't want to play that game anymore, because it sucks. In Dota, everyone has seen the situation when you need this 1 split second to hex one hero and snipe him out, but you don't have the split second, because you have delay. I played Rubik one game. I picked him, but I didn't want to pick him actually, because it was on a USE server, and I can't play Rubik on American server so well, because I need to be fast. I need to click fast. Otherwise, I'm just feed.
Actually, just a question for all of us right now. Is it still worthwhile having Europe as well as US connected through tournaments? Like hosting tournaments on a USE server. Is this still worthwhile doing?
Depends what tournament you want to qualify for. In my opinion, EMS is going the right way, but if it is a Star Ladder game, you can play Star Ladder. We're not against it. You can play Star Ladder, but you're going to play on Europe host. If there's an American tournament that we're trying to qualify for, then we might as well play on a USE server.
But the
You
problem
know,
is
it's
there's
just
like
as
no
easy.
American tournaments at all. Like even like the
Well-
EG Raycall tournament is, well, almost a European tournament. It runs on European schedules, not a US schedule.
I don't know what they must do to have like American tournaments, but right now you are playing European tournaments, and as long as you are, you basically should be playing Europe server. It's the same way if you would want to qualify to a Chinese tournament. Milk had to, like EG or whatever, I think they played for the G League. Was it G League
Yes.
or G1?
It was the G1 League.
Was
was
it G1?
last season.
Was it yeah, it was the G1 League qualifier he played, or was it the G League qualifier?
I don't know. The
Something
difference
like that,
between
I don't
the-
remember,
No, I think
but-
it was the G League that was played out in September, where Orange went third place. I think. I think they played online to qualify for that, but they.
Guys in the chat might throw us the answer in a moment. The one that EG played in, but I'm pretty sure it was the. No, I'm not even sure anymore.
Anyway, it was on a Singaporean or a Chinese server, and that's what you get. If you want to play there now, like on these servers and stuff. But if you're going to play on a Europe tournaments, you better accept the fact that you should be more likely playing European servers. If there's going to be problems about it, like who whines about shit like that, just move here, I don't know, or just stay there. Doesn't matter. The idea is very simple. Too bad there aren't any US tournaments or online tournament. There are online tournaments. There is no gap between Europe and America. Europe just qualifies to extent of just winning in this case. That's why it's bad.
I wonder if there's anything Valve can do. If there's a better server position that hasn't been tried, if the routing is better from Great
in the
Britain.
middle of the ocean.
Well, that's kind of hard for obvious reasons. But I don't know if Great Britain is better than Luxembourg, or if Iceland is better, or something like that, or put a base on Greenland, or whatever. But I was just hoping that there's some sort of middle way where I'm not saying it's going to be completely fair, because I think it's impossible, but I just hope it can get better than this. And the issue is that what everybody does is, what makes it really difficult actually is, one thing is the connection between Europe and America, which is bad enough as it is, but the real issue is that some American teams have players from West and players from East. And when you have that, then the East server is the most fair in quotation marks, right? Because the West people can, under no circumstances, play on a Europe host because they have like 300 ping.
Yeah.
And have at least a decent ping to the East one. But then the Eastern American players have like no ping. So they can play heroes, like Kuroky said, that, for example, Rubik is really good for a US East player on a US East server. Not as good for the West players, but what are you going to do? Like, every game Liquid plays on an East host, for example, Korok has 40 ping, and everyone else has 100 plus. Is that fair? It's the most fair host, but
in Dota 1.
It's, I don't know. It's
like what Absolute Legends used to do. Is why Bleak played for them for a short period of time, because
yeah, I remember that.
He would play the Mirana and all the highest CSing kind of roles, or at least the ones that need the pinpoint accuracy, while all the other Australians were sitting there on like 280 ping, trying to play on a US East host.
Yeah.
And you try to cheese yourself to the win, you know.
Well, they also drafted for the cheese. Like that pickup here is like Shadow Shaman. How hard is it to get a hit? Shock. Hex. Shackle. Very, very simple to do.
Yeah, everybody else gets shitty heroes while Bleak gets like an SF or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he has 0 ping.
Let's move on to something else which has been announced. So the Virtus Pro tournament, which has come out. So $6,000 up for grabs in the Dota 2 League. Now, the invited teams, this is now old because Na'Vi has pulled out of this competition. So it's Virtus Pro, Fnatic, No Tide, Evil Jesus, Demon Tusk, Empire, and Liquid, and they were replaced by one other. And I cannot remember who it is. It's not in this news article. But yeah, there's been a replacement. So it should be a fun competition. Starts up on the 20th of the 3rd, and will run until the 31st of the 3rd. A whole bunch of best-of-3 matches, and there's going to be a lot of casters. StarLadder are doing a lot of the coverage for this one. I'll also be providing an English stream, and so will Shiva, because there'll be multiple games running at the same time. So there's multiple English commentators, and Gods, Durka, Purge, LD. Yeah, everyone's getting together. Everyone's getting together to commentate. There's just so many commentators for every single competition these days.
It's a good thing.
It is.
So top-heavy prize distribution, it seems like.
Oh.
I mean, okay, it's 8 teams, but 2/3 of the prize money is first place. I think that's extreme, actually.
Well, with let's say with the defense, we only do 50% first place.
You could say it's the same with the international, where there's 1 million out of 1.6 million for the first place. I don't really agree with that either, though. I think it's too top-heavy. Of course, you want to play for something, but I don't know. That's a different story, though. I feel like the first place gets too much compared to second place.
So you don't like the international?
I like the international, but I don't like the prize distribution. That's...
So you don't like the
So
international?
you don't like the international.
Okay. I resign my statement. Generalization wins. Logic. I'm
Right.
out.
doesn't like the
You
international.
done? You done? Fantastic.
Done.
Guest comes back. The Guest Dota 2 returns with a monthly tournament, so they've actually promised to give, how much money is it? I had it, hang on, let me just jump back to my other overlay, because I got it written here. So it was $46,000 over 8 months. It's coming in for the Guest competition. Southeast Asian competition again. But should be an interesting competition and one to watch out for. And I really had nothing more to say on that one. Just the fact that it exists. And should be some interesting comps. Dota Talk are always running something interesting. Tech Labs coming up. In fact, I know a couple of things got bumped, so Tech Labs can happen. Tech Labs, it's always this, like, you would know most part because I think you've attended probably more Tech Labs than anybody else here.
Here, yes. True. Out of these Toby ones and, you know.
Yes, I've never attended a Tech Lab. I don't think Cinderin's ever gone for one. Have you ever been to one, Kuro?
No.
In that case, yes, Puppey, no matter what happens, you've attended one, so you take the trophy.
Tech Labs has been many times a show match instead of a tournament also. So, you know.
That's a
It's not always
decent
a
show
tournament.
match with $5,000 for first place.
It's not for 5,000 if there's going to be a show match. But yeah.
Alright. So, Tech Labs, nothing to check out for on the CIS scene. DreamHack Dota 2 Invitational. Also coming up. So this is actually the first time we're seeing the Good Studio fully get involved in a Dota 2 competition. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what these guys do. The Good Studio do some awesome work. And as far as their teams go, like, I'm actually, like, I'm wondering exactly what the point of this is. Because the last couple of DreamHacks, it's always been a struggle to find enough teams to invite that can also attend the LAN event, and then ends up being Swedish teams replacing them. So I'm wondering exactly what's the point of this competition. If it's just good Dota, then I'm happy for that. Like, do you guys know if there's another point to this? Because you get the prize money, and you also guarantee yourself a qualified spot at DreamHack.
It's an online tournament, right?
Yeah. 100%
Well-
online, and you get a qualification for DreamHack Winter. DreamHack Summer, sorry.
Over 5 weeks tournament for 6K. I mean, why not?
The more the merrier.
Yeah, the more the merrier, pretty much.
We can go with that. What else have we actually got? I'm not saying that, Sunzu. We've finished on the tournaments. DreamHack was the last one. And Sunzu was thinking about something.
No, click on that.
You want to click on it?
Click on that.
Right. Is it that good? Oh, yeah. So the question is Empire working on a Medusa strat?
Because Scandal is playing Medusa.
Yeah, because Scandal basically played a whole bunch of Medusa. That was...
Wasn't it Scandal who had like a full page of Silencer after Silencer came out?
I thought that was Funnick that had that page.
Might have been funny. I think it was Scandal
No,
as
it
well.
was Scandal. He
Yep.
played
I mean,
Silent
why
Hill.
not? They're practicing the hero. They're trying to find out if they feel like it's useful, they can use it because they have players who have practiced it. If not, they won't even try it.
The funny thing is, like,
I don't know.
Empire were the only team that really solidly started playing Silencer when he came
Yeah.
into the captain's mode.
Which is cool, because they practiced it.
Should-
I think that's underpicked.
Should people be doing this more? Like, Puppy, you always say when you're talking about, like, new heroes coming up, it takes time to get used to a hero. Should you get used to the hero before it even hits the captain's mode?
I don't know. There are some freaky things about heroes, like, let's say, Tree and Protector. His third spell doesn't work fully. It's really bugged. Like Dark Seer, just Iron Shell's off. It's physical, should be, right? There's so many bugs with the new heroes that every time you play him, you're like, oh, wow, didn't know that would happen. So you just don't care in the end.
So you don't worry about them until they get bugged out or bug fixed.
Well, you need to find a place for Silencer, let's say, and for Tree and Protector. But since Tree and Protector is it's a heavy nerf to him if the spell doesn't work so well, the third spell. Living Armor, whatever it's called. And Silencer, let's say, in the old metagame, like where, I mean the international, let's say like that, he would be a really good pick. But right now in the metagame, where there's Naxes everywhere, Darkseer solo middle, Magnuses who don't care, just buy BKB and just run in, refresher, you just refresher BKB, don't care about the global sounds. Lots of things have changed. And Silencer, after 3 months of not being in the captain's mode, I think somewhere like that, he is not that good, in my opinion.
Let's actually move on to metagame changes. We know Zero Gravity a couple of days ago did a video, well, I don't know if interview, more like a presentation with his whiteboard. It's the second time we've seen him do it. And one of the things which he said was to deliver a new meta. Now, the joke images appeared almost instantly after you did something. Basically, the new meta being 3 Dagons. I kind of want to ask you two right now, like, was this planned, or was this just a, everyone Dagon, everyone go Dagon?
But it was a show match. You buy mana boots on Skeleton King. You pick Skeleton King, first of all. Then you get a mana boots on him.
Yeah, and then you win with Skeleton King.
Yeah. That's how you play a show match.
So Skeleton King, new meta?
No.
Skeleton King and Dagon's show match meta.
Mana boots meta.
Fantastic. So basically everyone should just wipe out anything they ever saw during that show match as just silly buggers playing.
Well,
that's what
fun.
Navi wants you to think.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they pull it up later on and you're like, wow, we thought it was a show match.
There's always a back thought. There's always a back thought.
Conspiracies.
At the EMS 1 finals and Skeleton King hard carry for Revorce just comes out. Like, what the hell is this?
Hard carry? You mean caster. Regular caster.
So, it can work jungle. It works. A couple of other things as far as like the metagame. Nature's Prophet, really? 141 games out of 221 competitive games. Do you think trending?
Which one?
Nature's Prophet.
Furion.
Furion, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely back. That's for sure.
But nothing's changed on him. Is it just this movement into, wow, Nace can infest and jump across the map with inside of Furion, and Wisp is it just this global thing that's happening now?
Well, you can try to do the stats and check how many games Nature's Prophet is picked in and how many of them Lifestealer is, and I don't think there is any direct connection. I just think it's a good hero that's been, I don't know, rediscovered. Talking about trends is actually a really good word because people are like, the metagame is changing and everything is new, etc. But I don't know, sometimes some heroes just become popular again without necessarily there being any deep reason other than, this hero actually exists and maybe we can use it again. Not that there's anything special about it. It's kind of weird.
Right now.
I don't want to share that gift.
Come
man.
on.
I don't want to share that.
Come
gift.
on. I came here all the way. Do me this favor.
What's happening there?
Oh crap! Did I just break the running sheet? Shite.
What'd you do?
Nothing. Nothing.
I broke the show.
Yeah.
Broke the show?
I think it should be okay. Yes, it's okay. Sorry, I didn't break the running sheet. But fuck you, Kuro. Fuck you to hell.
Can we get some intel on what's going on?
If you're watching,
we don't see it.
If you're watching the live stream, if you're also looking at the chat, everyone is freaking spamming up in the chat from Cyborg, Matt, Toby having fun gif. Coming from live is like a box of Dota. So that's all I'm going to show of it, Kuro.
All right.
Check out the real video. It's on the Join Dota channel. It's called Making Of. And you understand what the hell I'm doing. We filmed that in like 1 degree weather in my first German winter.
I saw the picture, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this.
Who the hell digs that up after like it's like a year ago image?
Well, that means you were happy a year ago. Maybe now you're not.
Yeah.
Trying
Trying to remind
raise your spirits
Are you
again,
happy,
Toby.
Toby?
I'm very happy, Kuro.
That's good.
I'm very
Then you
happy.
shouldn't be embarrassed about that GIF.
I'm not embarrassed by the GIF, by the fact that it was created, but just by the fact that it makes it look like I'm masturbating on a park bench.
Trust me, everything On the internet, if you can take
How
something
does
out
he
of
know?
context and use it against someone, it will be done.
Yeah, well, we also know, like, dude,
That's-
you and I know that. We had a Brazos image made
Oh man, that was so
at
good.
DreamHack. there's enough of that crap that's coming out.
Yeah.
What else we got? Actually, one hero which I see on here which I kind of want to discuss, because I've been seeing some teams even banning him in the first two. And not just up against Korok. Storm Spirit. What do you guys actually think of Storm Spirit? I want to start with Kuro, because Kuro's been sitting here saying absolutely nothing while you two have been going to town, and everyone's worried that he doesn't have a voice.
What about it?
That's your answer, man. Fuck about him, man.
No, Storm
We
is the
need to
hero. Storm Spirit has always been in Dota. He hasn't really been nerfed over the time. Over the last years, he's only been buffed. You can pick him, but you need a team which can like execute a strategy around Storm Spirit. It's like Liquid. You say Liquid plays Storm Spirit, right? So they're like, okay, we like Storm Spirit, let's work with that. So they do that, and it's gonna surprise enemy teams, and you can take a lot of wins like that. It's not a bad hero. That's all to say right now. And yeah,
So these early bans are just like, yeah, we think they're going to do it, but screw it.
no, Dota is much more about trends than you think. It's like you can nearly pick everything and still win games. We win games with Mass Dagons, for example. It doesn't matter so much. I mean, the picks itself do matter, of course, but some team starts setting a trend. They start, Empire starts picking Bane, then more teams start picking Bane, and now you have Bane Elemental in the pool, or the same way Empire picked Bone Fletcher.
Yeah.
It's not like teams realize that they're good. Most teams, they're professional players. They know which heroes are good, which aren't. But what is harder is getting an idea of certain heroes you can get in your pool and create a certain playstyle and a certain execution. That's basically it.
With some of these heroes coming in, like we've been seeing Jakiro, for example, falling off. What do you guys actually think? Because nothing changed on Jakiro. Nothing.
He got nerfed.
He
Hard.
got nerfed.
Ultra nerfed.
Come on, Toby.
On the
What you
Ice
doing?
Path.
I don't remember this change log. What the hell
Ice
happened to it?
Path used to have 100 damage on all levels. And then it got
Oh,
the
that's
bat,
right.
so it's 25, 50, 75, 100. That's... I think it got over-nerfed as well. I also said that back then when it got changed. But it's still a usable hero, but that was really a big change, because that was the reason THD went from being a first pick to being a situational pick.
Yeah. Well, we hardly even see him anymore. It's... What was
Barely.
it? 15 picks and bans in the West and 16 picks and bans in 43 games in the East. It's Jakiro. Yeah, he's been ignored. Let's move on from drafts and heroes. I think there's a couple of other things which we can touch on in the community questions later on tonight. MUFC, they are changing up their roster. It's going to be the new Team ABC. So we get Winter, Ling, TFG, Wang Wang, as well as Dab.
I like his name.
Wang
It's
Wang.
like WTF Wang Wang.
Well done,
Go
man.
on.
And Dab. Dab being one of the old Hon players from Australia. He's actually travelled to DreamHack a couple of times and always gets second.
Why do you call him Dab?
Because I've always called him Dab as a short.
WTF?
Call him WTF.
Yeah.
That's
He's
his
not
nickname.
he played Dota before Hon.
Yeah.
And he's really good, actually.
Yep.
Mhm.
And he's supposed to be the #1 Hon player in all of Australia.
He's
Or
Malaysian,
mid
actually. But
solo.
He's Malaysian.
he's Malaysian, but
No,
not like...
but he lives in Australia, I'm sure.
That's what most
Now you're
Malaysians do.
just trying to save face.
Yes, because I'm sure he keeps playing in the Australian team. I'm pretty sure he lives in Australia, even though he might be from Malaysia.
Yeah, so your best players in Australia are Malaysians.
Yes. Well, didn't you see our entire team of like absolute legends? Most of them were from
Chuan, best
Southeast
Chinese
Asia.
player.
I love Sean's statement too when it came to the G League finals. We won't allow. Oh no, sorry, is it? I won't allow any other foreign team to take a Chinese title. I'm the only foreigner that gets to win a Chinese title. Was his statement? I was like, yeah. And unless you read that last bit, it just looks like, well, you can't win it. I'm Chinese. I was like, what? Right. Actually, something which we're talking about Natural 9. Black Shaitan quits Dota forever.
Forever.
Well, he could be a HYHY. We don't know.
Everybody's an HYHY.
He's gonna return
Yeah,
Don't freak.
he'll return as manager for Natural 9. Now the Gods is busy with BTS. He'll return.
Natural 9 is completely disbanded now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Natural 9 team have all gone their separate ways.
So what about the players from that? Are they looking for something new, or is that just the
Want to
end?
build a new team, Synderen?
I would like to build a team with Australian players, and we will be playing on
Hey,
You
Gods
mean
did it.
WTF?
Gods did it, man.
playing US West server on all games.
Gods did it. That lasted long. How long do we all give that one? I think I gave it like 3 weeks.
I don't even think it got that much.
I think it got 3 hours and it took them 3 weeks to disband. That's what happened.
Nice. China, some news from over there. Remember, two guys were doing this for the last 2 weeks. I know this was a while ago. In fact, if I click on the news, how many days ago was the news article? It was 4 days ago. For some reason, time flies when you're having Dota. But ZMSJ, VC Gaming are picking up a second team. So VC Gaming, they're the team that was in G League and moving through G League, and they actually caused a lot of issues. It was the pub star team. The team where they basically took like 5 of the top 10 players out of China's pubs and put them into a competitive team and see how that would go. So right now we know one player from that roster. There's ZMSJ. So he's coming back to the World of Dota 2. I say
Good for
coming
him.
back. He's entering the World of Dota 2. Actually, no, he played in the original International one.
No.
Don't think so.
No, he
LGD
didn't.
wasn't there.
He didn't play.
He didn't play?
No.
Because I remember there was a huge roster. Was he part of the team which got left behind with the roster shuffle and they couldn't
Yep.
get there?
Yes.
Yes.
I think that was LGD. He was LGD
When
back
IG
then.
was
and LGD
created.
was there.
Yeah,
IGY, IGZ.
all the IG teams. Redefining Madness. Syndrome, we're up to you, man.
Woo!
We're up to you. So redefining Madness or redefining the roster again with nothing.
Yeah.
I also love it. Every time that we've ended up having an article with you and the team disbands, MTW disbands, and we just have you sitting there by yourself in the MTW booth over at DreamHack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taking things out of context is excellent on the internet. It's like, oh, forever alone picture, and the team disbands. Perfect. Let's use it. Woo! You know.
But it was there too, because that was around the same time as like MTW was like the worst performing team at the international.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, but don't worry, they'll never perform as bad as GGNet did during TI1.
Yes. I'm not the worst.
So
I may
correct.
suck, but I'm not the worst.
I'm still wondering if anyone is ever going to beat that record. It's like if anyone will ever get the Malk Award, will anybody attend an international event, the TI3 or TI4, whatever, and not win a single game? Be it through group stages or not. Maybe it's a little bit easier now because, and this could be the reason why.
There were much more games in the international too than
Bingo.
first one.
Bingo. Because you guys played so many matches during the group stage, if we even call it the group stage.
It was a really nice idea, but they hyped the game up a bit, you know. So many games at the same time.
Yeah. So much to cover. Yeah, but so Synderen, I want to ask you this question right now.
Okay.
What's next?
You tell me.
I
Or
can't.
Puppey tell me.
Puppey,
what, you?
tell Sim what to do.
For you?
I have lots of ideas for you. It will start with PGG, first one.
Oh, man.
I can find
This is
them,
going to
man.
be good. This is going to be good.
I can find them.
Well,
We can-
people are asking, man, if you were going to sign up with Eternal Envy's.
Yeah, yeah.
Quest
he
for
made a forum
players.
post, man. He made a forum post. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm looking for." Wait, let me. God, I gotta open this. Okay, Synderen, are you of the following 5? Having a nearly full-time schedule, players must be at least 5 days a week to scrim. Are you ready for that? Are you that? Synderen?
I'm down, man. I'm down. I'm on
Okay,
for that.
you must want it badly. Okay, let's start with
Okay.
that. I
I
don't want players that just want to win some small tournament and think of quitting, or anyone who wants to join us to pass the time. We need players that dream of achieving something big and want it badly enough. to do whatever it takes.
Well, what about Syndrome? Like, he achieved something big. He won DreamHack 2 times in a row. Doesn't that just mean, like, he never has to win something big anymore? He doesn't, he doesn't have to care, Puppey. He doesn't have to care anymore.
We're getting to fourth point then. Attitude.
Attitude.
Players must be able to speak up for themselves when necessary. Do you do that, or do you flee, man? Do you flee from a team?
I mean,
got you, man.
Yeah, he got me there, because if something goes wrong, I will go and sit alone in a corner, and people will take pictures of me, and then that's who I am. So that's right. I don't fit
the image again.
Point.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, point, man.
I found one thing that you're really good at, though. All players must be able to play on European servers.
Yes!
You're fucking there, man. You're in the team.
I got that.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
I'll play European server any day. All day, every day.
Tick those boxes, Sin. Tick those boxes.
Enough of the fun stuff. I honestly can't give you an answer right now. I've been playing a little bit of stand-in for Absolute Legends, which I liked. But they have a full roster anyway, so I'm just trying to get some games with some good teams, playing as a stand-in, and then we'll see what happens if something interesting comes up.
Well, if not, there's always casting. We can do full time.
Yeah. I might be casting more also. We'll see. I mean, what I can say right now is I don't have any immediate plans, at least, of building a new team from scratch. I feel like now I've tried that, and
well, you've joined another team. You build a team from scratch. Like, is there any other options you could have apart from joining another team, or is this like the never-ending cycle?
That's what I'm looking for right now. The third option is building a team with PGG, because that's kind of out of category.
The third option, first man.
First option, and then the other two are secondary.
Hey,
if that
man,
fails, you just go other things, you know.
Sind, you can't ignore a call from PGG.
He hasn't called for me though.
See, that's the whole thing.
Thank God though. I can't ignore it.
Maybe you've got to initiate with PGG.
Yeah, because he never catches you like people in the black hole.
Did you see that clip on Reddit with the guy who edited the game so there's a huge black hole?
Yeah.
Pretty
funny.
And the top comment is, PGG would miss with this one too. Oh, that should be one of the best posts on Reddit of all time.
He gets so much flack, but we love him for being PGG.
But yeah, that's it, to be honest.
Well, we know you're not going to join QPAD because QPAD announced their roster. So finally they announced their roster. I actually want to ask you, who here knows who Jerax is? This guy from Finland.
He is a guy who Sing Sing played Heroes of New Earth with. That's all I know. In the team, in Heroes. So
that's how we got in. Because Mini we know, and Select, I think everybody knows, be it through StarCraft 2 or be it through recent times with Dota. But I know originally Select was looking to make a team with Clairvoyance. And now Clairvoyance is making the team with Eternal Envy. And Merlini kind of ended up in the middle of nowhere. And everyone who watches Merlini's live stream, there was a lot of communication about it, that there was a blowout between Select and Merlini, which just destroyed the entire team. Somebody was feeding in a pub game, that person being Select, and Merlini went completely gaga over it, and then everybody blew the crap out and the team disbanded. That was Infinity plus 4.
That's...
That was
one of the more interesting disbanding reasons I've ever heard, I think.
Yeah.
More of the shittiest.
Yeah.
Or the most, you know, I couldn't give a literal shit at all about.
All right.
Koro, $1 million question. If you play a pub game with Puppey and Puppey feeds, are you going to leave Na'Vi?
Oh, wait. He couldn't answer that one because his mic died.
I don't think that's a coincidence. I think he didn't want.
I am the god. You know, I turned his mic
want
off.
to give an answer to that.
Taking away Cora's
I
ability
turned
to
his
speak.
mic off, man.
Damn it to hell! Really? Really? Son of a bitch. I got. See, this is what happens during the middle of broadcast if ever I go silent. We'll see how long that one lasts. If not, you got 2 batteries over there.
So you can hear me now?
Yeah, he can hear you now.
Well, since the battery died and the momentum of being funny is dead, Cinderin,
It's over.
it's over.
It's over.
Fantastic. Some rumors around the mill that Vigos may be replacing Scandal at Team Empire.
Not replacing Scandal, Funnick.
Sorry, said by Scandal replacing Funnick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a chat to Goblike about that tonight, and he said they're still trialing other people, so it's not 100% confirmed just yet. But he said Vigos out of all of them is the person who's fitting in the best. So there's some level of inside information.
I just can't help but have this concern with Vigos after the last couple of stories with teams he's had where he's just, you know, either not being serious enough about it. Maybe I'm misinformed or misunderstanding something, but not showing up or being late or disappearing in Russia somewhere. Like, if he has
that's a great story. At least that's a good disbanding story. I disappeared in Russia. That's the reason to disband.
It's a really great story, man.
Empire is a really dedicated and serious team, and I just hope that if Vigos joins that he's dedicated again, because to be honest, I haven't had the impression that he's been really dedicated at all since the International 2. And maybe I'm wrong on that, but...
Well, isn't that a problem for a lot of teams out there? I think like Empire was the only team that was dedicated after International.
Exactly, and then you don't want to see them completely crippled or destroyed. If they still have the same drive even after Funnick joined Na'Vi, then they put in a lot of work into this, and you don't want to see it just vanish over taking in the wrong person for that. So hopefully they know what they're doing, and yeah, that's it.
Next thing on the list, Mouse Sports to say all German. So this is the whole, we come back to it later. So he's been seen as a stand-in. Do you actually know if Kochka, I can't say his name correctly, that's as close as I get, Kuro.
I don't know how it's pronounced either. I think it's Koikva.
Koikva?
Koikva. Or Kochkva.
Koikva.
Depends if you're Russian or not.
I'm not Russian and I'm not European. Well, I don't even know how to describe it.
So get the hell out of here!
No. So Mouse Sports to remain all German, and they're possibly going to stay with him. So you don't know if it's going to be 100% confirmed.
No, I know everything since we're still in contact.
You don't have to say it if you don't know. If you're not allowed to say it, that's fine.
No, it's
because I know Mouse Sports are all about their confidentiality and they do everything official like German style business.
Yeah, I don't know if they take him permanently. I know that they're trying out some German players. They gonna stay German for sure. They're gonna get a 5th German player.
So you can still win your bet with Paisley that an all-German team would win DreamHack?
Anyway, the thing is, before I left, we already talked who can replace me, and they know the best. They will know. I think they're doing pretty good with Koikwa so far. I've seen them beaten. They've beat Empire today, I think, or yesterday.
I don't have a...
They won was it Empire?
VP, I think.
One way to find it. Yeah, they beat Virtus Pro.
Yeah, Virtus Pro.
They beat Foda, they beat Virtus Pro, and last game the loss was to Fnatic on the
They beat
third.
Virtus Pro with a stand-in, or even 2 stand-ins, I don't know.
Actually,
Yeah, well, Nino played also.
Yeah, they had 2 stand-ins.
Not Alex.
Yeah.
And that's good.
I hope Alex was going to stay in. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
He's going to stay with Mouse.
Fantastic. We actually move ourselves on now, so we've done our catch-up time, and we can move ourselves in. I want to start this off by saying, guys, we will not be discussing Na'Vi and China, and we will not be discussing Ars Art or Light of Heaven. These 3 things are taboo in this conversation. So we can start off by saying that once, if you're here to hear that kind of information, don't turn your live stream off. Keep it on, because you'll hear something else you might like. I know. But we do welcome in Kuro. So normally we have like this big fanfare and we welcome in a person, but Kuro has joined us from the very, very start. So it's great to have you here, Kuro.
Thanks.
Awesome. Fantastic, man. See, we can still do it. We can still get the rhythm to happen here.
Toby,
Puppey.
I have this picture of you like masturbating tab up in like Mozilla and stuff, and every time I just randomly click on some tabs, you know, I just end up clicking on it again, and I'm just, you know, what a beautiful day, you know. That is all.
Thanks, Puppey. Thanks.
Just keep on going.
I would, but my brain is currently gone blank. Thanks, Puppey. Thanks a lot. But at least we can start off with this one. So, Kuro, for everyone out there that doesn't know who you are, and because if you were one of those people, you didn't follow the Dota 1 scene, you didn't follow the Dota 2 scene, so you must be from Hon or from LoL, which I don't think you played neither of. Did you?
I've played a little bit of both.
I'm saying like competitive in any
No.
version of a team.
No, no.
Okay, so no. So in that case, if you're not from Dota, Kuro, please introduce yourself to him.
I'm Kuro.
That was a great introduction, man.
Dota player for Navi. Navi best team USA. That's all you need to know.
Fantastic, fantastic.
So, talkDOTA's over.
But why
Finally, fuck this shit.
why do I feel that like your old friendship with Puppey, you two talk the same way in so many ways?
No, you're just gay. We don't.
I do agree with that one. After looking at this tab for many times,
Yes, you know, there's some screens here. I see some stuff. You don't want to see that.
There's
I
no
stuff
screens
there.
over there apart from like
There is. My word against yours.
that.
No what?
Well, people are always going to believe a Navi player over me, so I'm fucked.
Pretty much. You want to be fucked? That's what we just figured out.
Maybe I should
that's why
have
you
argued.
brought a Navi player into your place to literally just get fucked. Really?
Confirmed.
Oh man.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Fantastic.
Okay, let's go back to the original question. I've played Dota for... We have 2013. I've played Dota for like 7 years at least. I went competitive when I was 15 years old. Like, professional. Back then there was no real... even today there's no real professionalism. And I've signed with Mouse. That was my first real pro team. Before that I played with WE. Not the Chinese one.
So GGNet with Puppey wasn't your first official
No,
pro team?
no, my first official
we were
pro
playing
team.
mouse.
Um,
He was playing mouse.
Yeah, it was before that. When I was 14 years old, I played with WE. There was a German team, World Eaters. We went to. There was the biggest tournament back then was MYM Pride. Some people might remember that from Dota, and we went to the finals and we played against a Russian team called Dota XXX. That was 2006 or 2007, and that team. I think Ars Art was playing there. Admiration was playing there. Somebody remembers him.
Dota Lucker.
Dota Locker.
Locker. And Focus Ire, he's a very old school kind of legend in Russian scene. I think most international people don't know about him. And yeah, after that went with Mouse, and then KSN was created, blah blah blah. And now I'm here playing for Navi, USA team.
See, everything you just said there, I came in at King Surf International.
Yes.
That was the first time I met you. That was...
Yes.
Damn, I'm too young here. So that kind of like goes through the whole past teams. Did you ever play any other games bar Dota competitively?
It's hard to define competitively in games. Before I played Dota, when I was 11 years old, I played an online game called Gunbound. I don't know if this game still exists. It was really, really big back then. And I think the biggest scene was the Pinoy scene. And I was really good at it. I joined a pro team, but no sponsors, not that kind of stuff, no LAN tournament. It was everything online. It's nearly 10 years ago. I've played a lot of Gunbound. And you have like some kind of machine and you gotta shoot stuff, kind of. And it's just a skill shot game basically. And it was funny how I got into the pro team. I played some boomerang kind of machine, which was, people said it's the most high skilled machine, blah blah blah, because you have to take care of the wind. Like, it's hard to explain. And anyway,
I would find a trailer for it right now, but we'll appear on copyright on
the
the
game
VOD.
probably looks like shit nowadays, because that's what happens to old games when the time passes.
Yeah.
And
Like
yeah,
original Call of Duty, man. Looked amazing.
I've played this game a lot, so naturally you become good at something, you play a lot or do a lot.
Yeah.
But then I started playing Dota, and it was the better game for me.
Cool.
Enjoyed it more.
Did you ever, like, when you started off, was it gaming was where you wanted to end up? Like, because I know, like, in my time I've spent here in the company, like, I know there's a lot of people who come here and say, yeah, I always want to be involved in gaming, and they get an apprenticeship in a gaming company. Like, yeah, awesome, fantastic. Was that where you wanted to go, or was it did you have something else in mind?
I think nobody really knows that they're going to end up in gaming. That's what people say to be charismatic, whatever. It's not true. Nobody knew.
So,
that
so
today
you want to be a
esports scene-
fireman then?
No, it's like the biggest duty I have or had in my life is basically school, right? Get education. And I just play Dota because in my free time because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole scene evolved and everything grew and blah blah blah. And I enjoy playing the game. I still do really enjoy playing the game. That's why I play Dota in the first. That's why people play this game. Even professionals, they do have fun. They like to have fun. And I was always kind of a gamer. When I was young, I played all kind of console gaming stuff, Nintendo and PlayStations, blah blah blah. Then I went to computer games. That's it. Then stick with Dota through all these years.
Let's have a chat about Navi, and we'll just ignore puppies there for the moment. What's it like being back with Puppey? Because you guys played together for a while, like you guys were old friends. There was a blog post you released as well when GGNet split and you moved into the captain's role. Like, what's it like being back with him in Navi, even if it's only been for a short time?
Well, this Navi team you have now, just basically this Navi team consists of friendship. People are friends with each other. That's why Funnick and I got picked, basically. We just like to play the game together, that's all.
Yeah.
Nothing special to say, to be honest.
There you go. That's basically all the list of questions I have. But Sind or Puppey, if you got Puppey, if you got questions for Kuro, or
I
Sind.
don't know, man. Kuro, nice meeting you.
Yes?
So, what do you mean, like, we're friends? We've never met.
No, I didn't say that. He actually
Yeah,
started
you and
saying
Funnick are friends.
That was me that said that, yes.
Oh. Oh. Anyway, Toby, what is this weird question about, like, you wanting to know what's going on in the team stuff all the time from Navi? Why are you asking those questions so much? What
Why
are
you
you
stop?
interested in?
Why you stalk?
I don't
Yeah,
stalk! I don't stalk!
Why do you want to know so much about friendship and what's between man? Oh, yeah. We get it.
I ask what the people want to know, man.
Yeah.
I
you
ask what the people want to know. And I want to know it. I am one of the
You're
people.
part of the people.
I'm a man of the people, for the people.
Why did you invite Kuro to the studio and not Alex or Black?
Because he wanted to get fucked by a Navi player. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to hear it from you.
Oh, nice.
Black lives on the other side of Germany, and Alex, I have no idea actually where Alex lives.
Yeah, see, you didn't
Somewhere in
even
the south.
try.
Yeah, I didn't even try with that. No, I spent time with Alex in China. Come on.
Yeah, they spent time
Don't you have any?
No, we...
Toby and Alex
Fuck
spent
off.
time together.
Seriously, Kuro? Like, why the fuck did I bring you into the studio?
It's okay to spend time with other men.
Yo, Kuro. How do we communicate? Are you trying to learn Russian, or is everyone else trying to improve our English? Am I trying to improve my English? Since you
your
joined the team?
English is very, very bad.
Ah, shit. Need to improve my English. But answer the question. Are you speaking Russian now?
No.
Damn. So how do you adapt to going from
Okay,
cap
shut
to
the fuck up.
boss?
Basically, it's like this. While it's true that the best teams or teams need to communicate pretty much all the time in the game to know what's going on, tell people their cooldowns and whatever, blah blah blah, how they set up gangs. The point is that for now, at least, I don't have any problems. We do. I mean, my teammates do speak Russian to each other, but if anything comes up, which is something with me, they talk English to me. But the point is, anyway, I play Dota for so long, I don't need them to really talk with me. I just read the game itself. I read their movements. And since I'm support player too, I can set a tempo in the game, just like Puppey does. So it doesn't matter. They don't need to talk to me. I need to talk to them, and that's what I do. Like all the main calls go from Puppey, etc. But if there's smaller things, smaller skirmishes or ganks, they come from me. I just tell them. And it's easy to understand, like, ping on map, ping, go gank, I'm coming. That's all. And then we're like, Harosh.
It's actually true. It's one of those old school things that I never understood why people don't use. The pinging. The pinging is an obvious fact of what you want to do or something like that. It's very obvious. And the first player that I ever noticed, because let's say I was like playing in ITS or something like that as a completely new player, not known at all, really long time ago, maybe 8 years ago or something like that. I don't know, 7. And there are like these Russians don't like there was like some rule in in-house league. You needed to go on Ventrilo, but the Russians said fuck you all the time. So there wasn't no Ventrilo for the Russians, but they were fine. They were always destroying the IHS. So did you really need Ventrilo? And I didn't like it also. I didn't care about it. Didn't want to talk to some. No, okay, I'm not gonna name anybody. Didn't want to talk to some ... on Ventrilo or something like that. Hear some nerd stuff when you're a teenager and stuff. Some 25-year-old telling you how to play this game. Screw you, man. I'm gonna play this game on my own. But Vegas and all these players like Smile and Admiration, they really did play only through pings. They never chatted. They just pinged. You understand this hero's here, stun him, kill him. If you do everything, if you understand this game, you will do everything that from a ping. You don't need much to actually say. So yeah, pinging is very, very important.
What he wants to say basically is the very best teams, they don't talk much to each other in game, even if they're 5 Russians, 5 Chinese, whatever. They don't talk much to each other.
Is that why Na'Vi always did better on LAN than any other team? Because I always get these complaints of we couldn't hear each other on the main stage, Skype wasn't working properly. Like,
no, the point is the old Na'Vi. Well,
I'll say one thing. It's not really that. It's that we know that it's going to happen. It's like every tournament is different. Prepare for it. Don't whine about it because everybody else has the same thing. It's more like that.
yes.
yeah. I got a lot in the Asian scene actually. Whenever I was casting a LAN event in Asia, they'd always crank the PA up, and there was always these complaints to it. They couldn't talk to each other because the PA system was just so loud. There was no communication they could have.
You've been at WCG China, right?
Yeah.
You've seen where we have played. It's like we couldn't hear each other at all. Like we were in the middle of the venue and it was so loud.
You were inside boxes in W. Oh
no.
Oh no. You're talking about in the players area. Yeah, you couldn't talk. You could talk shit
like
in there.
the only thing that Chinese said is not communicate through the game. They just shout shit at each other. They just flame. You know what you do on LAN? It's normal competitive style. That's what they say. You don't understand it. They're like, "Xing Chang Shang blah blah." You don't get it, but it's like. They just flame each other, that's all.
They just said like, fuck you, fuck your mother, and
everything.
You suck so much, look at this guy.
Yes, that's communication in team.
That's communication. One of the questions we did have from the users, which by the way Puppey was going through, that's where he was pulling a lot of the questions from the pre-existing questions which were made in the talkDOTA thread. One of the questions I actually have is, what's it like for you going in from carry player? Like I think someone also quoted you like saying when you joined a team with Puppey again, you would take that hard carry role, the mid solo role. Like, are you happy being a support player?
Yes. I'm happy playing the game, that's all. I play to win. I don't care if I play support, offlane, mid lane. Why you laugh? Anyway.
No, I'm not laughing at you.
Good. And the point is I play to win.
You got the GIF back up again, didn't you, Puppey?
Also, maybe.
Why do you have to bring up this GIF all the time, Toby?
But
Yes.
Do
you think we're looking at it constantly?
Is this GIF that important to you?
No.
Are you trying to draw attention to it again?
No, back to Kuro.
Why is Kuro in the studio?
Yeah, shut the fuck up, I'm talking.
Exactly,
Anyway,
shut up, Sin.
the point is, in Dota 2, when Dota 2 came out, I didn't play it for half a year after TI because I still played Dota 1, Dota-licious, with German mates, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then I didn't play for another half a year till Virtus Pro contacted me. If some people remember, that was in summer 2012. And then that was the first time I really started playing Dota 2. And they just gave me carry role. And then they kicked me out after 2 months because they want full Russian roster. And then there was WCG in Germany the qualifier, which we qualified for. And in Germany, we don't really have many support players. We just don't. People play either mid, carry, even offlane players, they're like not really there.
Is that why no German team ever stayed together?
No, that's a different story, but we don't want to talk about that. The point is, I had to pick up support because we had people who could play carry good enough. So I played support because I wanted to win the qualifier. I wanted to go to China. I wanted to win that laptop, whatever. So I did that, and then I stayed with that because after that I went with mouse, the old mouse, to TI. And after that, they contacted me to make a team with them, whatever. But we went to Star Ladder, and I just played support because where support is more needed anyway. It's much more important to have a good support player than having a good carry player, or even solo mid. Because nowadays it's like this: solo mid hero, you get one imbalanced, broken hero who can just bottle crow all the time. You can't really win mid. You can't really lose mid unless you make some really hard mistake. If you make some big mistake, you will die. But usually, mid versus mid, never supposed to die. Because you can just bottle crow. You pick some panda, whatever, just go farm creeps, use my mana. And you're you're like the OP hero. Like in TI2, the heroes that went mid, they all got nerfed. Invoker, Morphling, and there was one more hero, two more heroes.
Well, the TA got nerfed.
TA, of course.
Batrider got... no.
Batrider wasn't used back then.
Wasn't used. He was not that good.
Yeah, basically it was Morphlings and Invokers and stuff like that. And after TI was Batrider, and then he got nerfed. And yeah, so like I said, you have this mid player, and after the mid lane, he's gonna make some kind of impact in the game. Depends on the player's skill. Some guys really know how to read the game. Like, there are a lot of really good solo mid players. Scandal, you have Dandy, and a lot of more players. Then you have your carry player. And what he's supposed to do is get pulled, farm. When I played carry, I didn't get pulled. Nobody stacked for me some 5 creep camps and stuff like that. I wish they did, but they didn't. I had to play my own game. But nowadays it's like people set up and stack and stuff like this. But the guy who does everything, who is gonna go mid and gank, who's gonna do the stacks in time and still be there if your carry gets ganked or your offlane gets ganked and you're gonna go there and gank, that's the support. So naturally I thought I will pick that role up so I can create my own dimension in the game. I can play the game.
Right.
It's like when you watch Lord of the Rings, you know. You watch Frodo and you watch what was this guy's name?
Samwise.
Yeah, Samwise. Samwise did everything. Fuck Lord of the Rings. Samwise is like the best dude ever.
Thank you for that beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dota is really Lord of the Rings and support players are hobbits.
Well, there are like beings in Dota. Not Batrider. Nobody likes Batrider.
Fantastic. Last question I have, and we're going to wrap up the whole Na'Vi Kuro thing right now. As far as the Chinese scene goes, do you feel that the current Na'Vi roster has enough strength? Or then again, it was the old Na'Vi roster, but no, screw the old Na'Vi roster. Not like that. But do you think your current team has enough what it takes to take out TI3 and to beat Chinese on any ground?
Else, why would they make the team?
To just play Dota, you know, Toby.
Yeah, to play Dota and have fun. That's what it's all about. That's what Kuro was saying, man.
They're a competitive team. They're playing to win. If they build a new
Was
roster,
this a
it's
question
because
to
they
Kuro?
believe they can win.
Yeah, Toby.
That's a shit question.
It's a shit question.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna answer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Can you I was just waiting, Kuro. Can you just answer it?
No,
'Cause
I
you're like,
was like, come on, Cinderin,
Good.
do the shit stuff.
So, Syndra, answer the question for the two Na'Vi players. Can they beat China? Yes. Fantastic.
No,
Move on.
this question makes no sense. Cinderin tried to rescue, but there's no point. There's nothing to answer.
Fantastic. Worst question in the world, and this is the reason why I don't do interviews. Luckily, that this is the worst way to wrap up that part of it. But we go on to community question time. Crap, I'm asking more questions. What's the first shit question we have? That's already been asked. Damn it.
Woo!
So Synderen gets to skip the first question. Question for all. Does Mirana need any buffs to make her a viable pick in competitive games again, or does she just not belong in the metagame? This is a question from Red 5.
I think she has been indirectly nerfed because some other carry heroes in particular have been buffed and she hasn't, apart from the Starfall buff. The problem is, especially base damage has kind of changed over the last year, I think, in Dota 2. That some heroes have been getting base damage, and Mirana's biggest weakness right now, in my opinion, in the laning phase, is that she has terrible base damage for the kind of hero she is. So to me, that's the bigger thing right now. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of extra base damage on the hero, but that's all. I think the rest is about just utilizing the hero properly, but I could see base damage as a factor, that's all.
There's the ways that Mirana is getting buffed are just annoying. You know, the ultimate 75 mana and stuff, that's just annoying. That's not going to make the hero strong or something like that. It's just going to be annoying, like hell to have like buy dusts and something like that. But the invis will make the hero like change anything. You can do some stuff with the invis, but you're going to have to go back and stuff. And particularly this hero has been around with chance. I'll say it again anytime we talk about Panem. I think the arrow sucks in Dota 2 compared to
Agree,
Dota 1.
100%.
That's just it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so if you were saying to Valve, like, how to fix the arrow, how do you fix the arrow?
It's too loud and it's too visible.
It's too visible, too loud, and I think it does not hit at all like it should be.
Okay.
You can dodge it too easily.
I'm not sure though. The thing is, even if they change the arrow so it's like in Dota 1, I'm not sure if that's enough, but it's definitely a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction. It's making the hero the same like it was in Dota 1, not like this little dude that's not doing at all the same things that he was in Dota 1.
Okay, question about Slark. What is your opinion on him? Will he be viable when he enters the captain's mode?
Who played Slark in some Asia dude that likes to play him a lot? I don't know who anybody remembers. Kuro, do you?
No, but
I
Slark,
love the hero, but I don't think he's good enough for competitive.
it's like you can use him. You can use him, but when you use him, you have to put him solo mid, I believe, because you pull him PMS, and he's gonna do fine against, like I said, just Bottle Crow, etc. But the question is, what is he gonna do after the laning phase? And you have like this little Murloc guy who just dies to everything. What you can do is you can pick in one game and you can win, but then you didn't win because of Slark. You won because you were the better team. But Slark's not gonna be the kind of hero that wins your games. So yeah.
Okay. Another question which was already answered, which was, how does a team fight work? So Apparath, sorry man, don't you have to ask your question.
What do you mean? How do you describe teamwork in a team fight?
Yeah.
Is it all about initiating or countering / or baiting? Depends if you are initiating or countering or baiting. You know?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Good. I agree also.
I think it's good that you initiate when your plan is to initiate. It's a good part of the team play. I don't know, I guess to try to do the question a little bit of justice, I think what he means is how do you communicate those different things in a team? But like Puppey says, it's actually very basic. If you're initiating, I think the way most teams, especially when they're very highly skilled, the way they communicate is that they say what they're doing. So everybody can act on that. For example, you don't have 20 seconds to explain a team fight. You have half a second to say, I'm stunning this guy. And then everybody in your team knows how to react to that stun because they can read the game and they're skilled players. If you have to tell them, I'm stunning this guy, because then you can silence him, and while we do that, you have to hex this guy, and then you use global silence, then you lost the fight while you're saying it. I mean, you don't pause before the fight starts and put a battle plan. It's not Rome Total War we're playing Dota 2.
Some people have done that. Some people...
All right, let's move on to another one, which is a question from Bones. Now I'm kind of interested in this one too. Why isn't Viper played more often against lineups with Nakes?
Shit question.
Shit question?
What, Nake? I mean, Viper dies.
Is that simple answer? Because I've seen him once being played, and I think the reason why he's asking this is because he knows Viper's ulti will go through Nakes' rage and will keep him slow.
Okay. What else goes through Nake's rage?
Well, we got SD's Purge was being used and Gyro's ulti, the two main things which people keep using.
Gyro's ulti?
Slows
Yeah,
him.
it does go through.
Slows him.
KB doesn't deal the damage. It's not that important, really.
It's not really the main reason, though.
Because the big thing that Nakes does is that he jumps in with some hero, or if he goes in, he slows the other hero. So if he's going to be slowed, the other hero is going to be slowed. Doesn't matter. Only Force Staff will. So it doesn't... Like, Viper is a feed hero, okay? If Viper is going to be only good against Nakes, while Nakes is going to be good against... He's good against Viper also. He just eats the hero alive. After the ultimate, what can Viper do when Nakes is hitting Viper? Look at him. Lots of heroes can look at him. You can play Bloodseeker, it's going to be probably better.
Whatever.
He can look.
But Bloodseeker will come back, man. I believe in him.
I believe too, man.
He'll come in with Bristleback. It'll happen.
It just needs to be level 1, 100% more damage, level 2, 200% more damage, and level 4, it's going to be 400% more damage. And you're just going to put it on Gyrocopter and insta-give everybody.
Fantastic.
Good plan.
How do we even get rid of Nakes? Because I've been casting so many... This is my question. How do we get rid of Nakes from the trend of Dota right now?
Well, he's been buffed so hard.
Yeah.
So the only way you see it right now is to nerf him. It's not to find a counter to him. It's
Or
just
to buff other heroes.
Yeah, to buff other heroes to have a shitty game later.
I kind of want to jump to the loaded question that you guys can see there, which is, are you happy with the current balance of Dota 2? That comes out from Super Morton.
I think Dota's fine, but there are still some significant parts of the game where we understand that this hero is solely picked because it's just that good. That's pretty much how some heroes are picked nowadays.
It's like when people start drafting Nakes so early on, you know, something is wrong.
I mean, you can also just... if you have a big enough data set and you look at the statistics of it, I think like heroes like Nyx Assassin, Keeper of the Light, Bat Rider, and who am I forgetting? Wisp. Are like picked, I don't know how many % of the games? 95? Picked or banned?
No, they're 100% probably picked.
It's almost 100 at least. I mean, in the ideal game, there's no hero that will be picked in 90% of the games, but it's just so hard to balance because then if you nerf those heroes a bit and they fall back a little, then another hero will just be the really trendy pick that gets first picked.
Should it be going nerf or buff?
No, that's not a problem. One hero is always going to be preferred. That's not the point. The problem is you have some Nyx Assassin and you just look at his skill set. You have Carapace. Like, this is not a Dota skill. You just press one button and you're like invulnerable already. And you're not only invulnerable, you splash the damage back and you stun them. What the fuck? That's not Dota-ish. Stop making League of Legends style mouth. That's all we want.
No, because it's true. This game was not made by the people who are making Dota. It's not. It's Blizzard. They created a system. You had to play by the system to make the game balanced. If you're gonna go through the system, I remember when heroes like Torrent Chieftain got added and stuff like, hey, so we have like this Lyric guy, Life Leech, Stun, Critical Strike, Reincarnate. 4 things. Good. Solid. Maybe should be some more effective with some other spells and stuff. But here you have a Torrent Chieftain, uses some kind of a freaking ghost, goes, runs around, fucking stomps everything. The first thing stomps, you throw something else in. The freaking ghost runs around, runs back to you, gives vision to you, gets some movement speed, run in, hits some motherfucker, dies, goes forward 35%, slows everybody, a big fucking fissure around the whole fucking, whole freaking game. And you don't understand what's going on because this hero is new and you're like, wow. And I've seen the games of Dota. Like, I've seen some new heroes like the Glacier, some kind of thing, I don't know. That's also the type of hero like that. He just runs in, motherfucker does like 3 fucking things, 3 necro books running around, man styles everywhere, Ginsu, freaking kill everybody. Like, what the hell is that? It's not Dota. Lyric's looking there like, what happened? I'm like here using my stun, life leeching stuff. What is happening?
What happened is reincarnation slows after he dies.
Oh shit! That's it's crazy actually. Okay, I give up. I was totally wrong. Reincarnation slows.
But I think the point we can get back to, and I think both Kuro and Puppey have some really good points. Like, if you look at the top picked heroes right now, Like Wisp, for example, completely redefines the game. And I'm not saying that heroes shouldn't be unique and have some special function, but Wisp is obviously almost only picked because Relocate is just, the idea of the spell is ridiculously good. It's like, think of it, you have a spell like Prophet's Teleportation, which is a one-way ticket. You go there, you commit, and then you fight. Wisp ports with an ally, then they go back after 12 seconds. They have the choice of whether they want to stay both or one, and they have a low cooldown and they can port anywhere they want. I mean, this kind of mechanic is just insane in a game in which there's 3 lanes, and it's obvious.
It's like
Then Nyx Assassin's Carapace, again, ridiculous. I think Sticky Napalm is completely and utterly annoying, and it's like the only spell in the game that reduces turn rate, and it reduces it by 70% on all levels on the first stack. And these kind of things are just so mechanically powerful that they have to be first picked, and that's what I don't agree with that much. That's probably the problem here.
I think Wisp is a bad example, because even though Wisp does change the game, actually, that's not a bad thing, because first of all, I don't think Wisp is broken. I think this hero is completely balanced.
Okay.
There's many ways to play against Wisp. It's like in the old mouse, we have created a lot of ways to play against Wisp, and I think we've won 8 out of 10 games against Wisp. Only Fnatic won us once with Wisp and some other team, but we've beaten Empire and Fnatic with the shitty Wisp CKs, blah blah blah. Wisp is not a problem. The better example would be, again, Nyx Assassin. You pick Nyx, you can do whatever you want with him. You can put him solo mid. He's not gonna lose mid. You can. He's a support. Like, what kind of support is he? He goes to your lane. If the enemy has Caudle, he can't do anything anymore because he has one button, and the Caudle pick is waste. You can't pick Caudle against Nyx. You can't do anything. You can't anti-push. You can't. Your lane is useless against him, and then a team fight starts. What Nyx Assassin does, what Wisp has to play really good in a team fight. He has to tether the right guy, heal stuff, control his Wisp spirits, relocate back to base maybe, or blah blah blah. But what Nyx does, okay guys, I go in, I press this thing, and they all stunned, like Ravage, That's what Nyx does. That's broken. Or maybe Darkseer. You get Darkseer and he's too strong. His spells are broken. The ultimate makes no sense. You put a wall, then you just vacuum them in, so you fuck up their positions. You can't play around it. You can't play around Darkseer. When there's Darkseer, you're gonna have a hard time against a good team of Darkseer. They can do many stuff strategically. They can fuck up your lanes. Darkseer can go off lane. He can go solo mid. On Radiant solo mid, he can farm the small spot. He can go to woods. He can already fulfill like 3 or 4 positions. I don't think that's good. And his spells are just ridiculously good. So that would be the better example. But Wisp, you can play against Wisp. It's not hard to predict Wisp where it's gonna relocate. Actually, it's not like when Wisp came out. I mean, when people first started playing Wisp, it was really hard. But now you got figured out. You pretty much always know which lane Wisp goes to, stuff like this. But you don't know where Darkseer is going to go. You don't know what Nyx is gonna do in this game. Is he gonna farm fast level 6? Is he gonna go mid and just mana burn your Queen of Pain? He loses 200 mana for no reason. Stuff like this. This is a different story. And yeah. Then you have Bedrite, of course, same story. Off lane, solo mid, whatever. You can put him safe lane, he's gonna crush any hero. These heroes are broken. They make no sense.
I kind of feel like with you guys, we should just have like a discussion about every single hero you think is broken and how to fix him. Actually, I think I was suggesting that at the end of DreamHack Winter when you were having, I'm gonna say a drink, Puppey.
A drink? I don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do anything.
Really?
I'm nice.
No, I've seen you drink. I've seen you drink to absolute excess. Smoking, didn't you quit smoking? Oh, that was Vlad.
Toby, just stop.
Yeah, I will. I will. Fantastic. Let's go to a question for Cora. This one I probably should have asked before. Actually, it was meant to be asked before in your section. I had it there. No, I didn't. No, it was meant to be in your section. But Cora, this question comes from Cerebus8, and he wants to know if you speak Farsi, because he says basically you are a legend.
Yes.
He takes you as a legend in Iran.
Farsi.
You do?
It's the language we from Iran use, basically. I do speak it very well, since my parents are from Iran. And I know I have a lot of fans from Iran. I get a lot of messages, and I do really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm proud to be from Iran, but I'm also proud to be born in Germany, I gotta say.
Cool. I have a question here from Johnny's. I think that's as close I'm going to get to saying his name, because he's got a Renault Y in there. So the question actually comes to me, but I want to open it up to everybody here about their opinion. So he says, right now the oceanic scene is lacking. Why do you think this is so? Is it because there's 0 tournaments in Australia, New Zealand? I want to open this one up a little bit. And it kind of touches on something we were talking about before with the American scene and all the tournaments they have. That was around the time we were talking about like connecting Europe and America together. I was talking to Owie 2000 about this, and he basically said the international had to be in America because the American scene is where the promotional money has to go to get them to run a competitive scene, like to see tournaments start running in America, as opposed to everything which is currently in Europe, and the Americans just play on our time zones, they play our competitions, and it's basically theirs now, but they play in a European time zone. Southeast Asia.
Nothing against it.
Yeah, I know you have nothing against.
Come on, just bring me there already. Come on.
But my question is, Europe has this awesome infrastructure when it comes to esports. Like, the infrastructure just here in Germany alone is awesome. In Sweden, it's amazing. Ukraine and Russia, they are the largest community in Dota at the moment. In Dota 2, that is. China will probably
God help us all.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But in Europe, that's the strength there. But my question really, I suppose, which I'm morphing your question, saying right now, is there something lacking in the oceanic scene? My question is, how is these regions which are lacking in competitions? Like, we get a couple of Dota Talk things, which is normally really poorly advertised, and if it wasn't for BTS coverage, not many people would probably watch it. And there's other competitions in Southeast Asia which don't get a lot of big hype anywhere because they run on a prize pool which is probably a quarter of that of the European scene. And everything which is China is normally big in China, but until now has struggled to be seen. And in America, there's nothing. Should the infrastructure be going there from like to create organizations in America and to create stable organizations in Southeast Asia that run good competitions and don't just pull the money? Because I know in Southeast Asia that's always been a problem in Dota. That the competitions have taken the money, the players get nothing, and the competition was poorly advertised, poorly streamed, and no one really enjoyed it. I know what your guys' opinions on that.
They think it's a shit question.
They think it's a shit question? Fantastic. I think it's correct.
Well, there are rats everywhere, man. What can you do?
Okay, let me rephrase this and say, should TI3 be in America?
No, you can't make a shit question better.
I'm making your shit question better. It's going to happen right before your eyes. Should TI3 be in America to promote the American scene, or should it be where the largest scene in Dota 2 is right now?
TI
should
is
it be
in America
backyard, man.
And I'm ignoring the Valve thing. I'm ignoring the Valve thing when I ask this
question. You can't ignore the Valve thing when you ask this question. That makes question a shit question. And that was my point. We sit here and waste our time. It's like, so good.
Thanks, Kuro.
I still like you.
Thanks, Kuro.
Don't come too near to me, man.
Okay. So, shit question.
Mine is another shit question, Toby.
If I answer Johnny's question, yes, there is something in my mind lacking in the oceanic scene as well as the US scene. These guys don't want to discuss it. Or I can't ask the question good enough for them to discuss it. What else have we got? There you go, question for you, Puppey. This comes out from Blaja. He wants to know, why is OD never picked as a counter to PL?
Same thing why Viper's not picked against Snakes. You know what the point was? Do you remember, Toby? Remembering things 101. What happened 30 minutes ago? Why is Viper not picked against Snakes?
Viper has one good ability up against Snakes, and they both get slowed. No one really gets an advantage during that time, and then Snakes comes and eats Viper.
Okay. So the point is, Viper is only good against Snakes but many heroes in your enemy team are probably good against Viper. What does that mean, Toby?
That means you're picking one hero for one hero.
Yes.
Not for a role in a team.
How many good, like Nakes, literally a good hero in any situation, right? Good against 5 heroes. Good against your Viper also.
Yes.
Does Viper slow you when you're in your rage
Yes.
with his second spell? No.
With his second spell, no. It's only with his ultimate in rage.
So a spell that he literally has, let's say level 7, he has maxed out, he can't even use it on Nakes. He can't. How's it countering your Nakes? It's not. It's just looking at it, dealing 20 damage each hit, and pretty much, well, he's like, okay, just hit me a little bit. Fine, I'll infest already, and he infests and kills you. And at the same time as you're hitting him and he open wounds is on you, he's life leeching more HP back than you're hitting him. So let's go to OD again. OD, he does kill the PL illusions, but what does OD not do? He doesn't farm fast. He doesn't... Actually, OD is a good hero, but not the same way as Viper, because OD can actually dominate the lane while Viper can't do jack shit. So in this case, OD is just a hero that can kill illusions, but he can't kill the real PL. So in a one-on-one fight, I think the PL will still destroy OD in that case. So literally this PL just can buy BKB, run in, start hitting the OD, and just kill him without losing a single HP point. But anyway, OD is not good against PL. Kills the illusions, still not good.
All right. And is this actually our last question for the night, I think? Yeah, it is. So the question is to Puppey, Send, and Kuro. Comes from Vane92. Why do we see a lack of Phantom Assassin in the competitive scene? There's only one team that I know that plays it. This isn't part of the question. And that's no Tidehunter and Loader. They're the only team out there that play PA anymore. And that's like one in every 25-ish games they'll play.
I feel like
with PA?
Sorry?
Have they won with the PA pick?
Yes. But it might also be like that situation that Kuro was saying, like you pick up a Slark and you'll win a game, but it's not because Slark was a better pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my question is, what's gone wrong with PA that has made her not as effective in the current scene?
I don't know how long we have to backtrack before PA was a very...
When was she effective again?
I can't even remember playing any version in which PA was regarded as a strong hero. There's a couple of problems. The first is the general concept of the hero. What can make PA good is pure luck. You could say it's the same for Chaos Knight, that okay, so if you're lucky, you get the 10% crit chance and you get a good crit, or you get a 4-second stun. But to me, the difference is the concept of Chaos Knight is he has a repositioning skill in Reality Rift where he pulls the target in. He has a guaranteed stun. It might not stun for that long, it might not deal that much damage, but you have a disable. What does PA have? She has a slow that deals very, very, very little damage on heroes. She can jump in on it with attack speed, but her damage is nothing unless if she crits. And it's a crit, and either you get lucky or you don't. And I feel like having an ultimate, which is a 15% chance crit, to me, compare that to other carries that have active ultimates where you really know what you get for your money, right? It's just so much stronger. And
in saying that too, like you've got CK who's is random on 2 different abilities. Like he's got a chance to crit and he's got a chance to do high damage and high stun or low stun, whatever.
He's so random. He's random on 3 abilities. His Chaos Bolt does random damage, random stun duration. His Reality Rift pulls them to a random point between the 2. And his crit is a percentage-based chance, obviously. But his ultimate is reliable, and it's really strong, and you know what you're going to get. You can also expect, pretty much to a much higher degree, that, okay, even if I don't get a crit, I'm still strong in my fight. But PA, I don't know, it's a little hard to explain without talking a very big lot about it, but just to boil it down to almost nothing, what makes PA better than other carries? Why should I pick PA over PL? Why should I pick PA over Nakes?
I'm lucky.
What's the argument? Why this hero would be better? Apart from if I'm good at rolling the dice.
I'm really
good at it. You can't
good
win a game on that. Oh, you can, but you can't rely on it. So.
All right.
There you go. Explains why Loda picks it. Like, roll the dice.
Burn. Or gyro, for example. That's also a very reliable carry, because you click E, and then you know I hit everyone for full damage.
Yeah.
Very good.
Isn't that like a problem right now? The gyro is just...
Reliable.
I don't want to say reliable, he destroys everybody. We're even seeing some teams just go rapier first item on him. That happened the other day. It's because I just realized send on flat cannon and destroy everyone in one team fight. Just get a small amount of space.
Gyrocopter is annoying because of his first spell. Nothing more.
Nothing more? Because you guys didn't mention before when you were talking about all these heroes which are like broken, like Spike Carabas and that. Gyro didn't even come up from any of you.
Gyrocopter is like a sniper and some kind of Medusa mixed. You have the split shot, 1k AoE range when you activate flag cannon. You have AoE slow, and the first spell is it's not broken, but it's hard to deal with. It's really hard to deal with because when Gyro touches you, you're just dead. He deals like 400 damage with that spell on level 1, I believe. And teams pick him very early on because he's easy to pick. I mean, I don't mean he's easy to get, but he's like, you know, like, I want to get this Gyro because I can do whatever I want with him. I can put him solo mid. He's always going to do fine solo mid. He's actually one of the very few heroes who can kill your opponent, but then again, it's his mistake. But you have to play really careful against Gyro. If you play against TA, you're not going to, oh shit, he's going to kill me any second. He's just going to last it, get his bottle refilled. But Gyro is like, suddenly he goes to you and zones you out of the lane, and you can't really do much against it. Then you can play Gyrocopter as carry. You can play him as support. It's but what I wanted to say is that I think that doesn't make the hero imbalance anyway. I think this hero is perfectly fine. But yeah.
Okay. I'm actually, that's it. We're at the end of our sheet for the week, and we did run a little bit longer than we normally do. We're actually encroaching on about 2 hours right now. So I want to say thanks for everyone for watching tonight. Kuro, thanks for making the trip into the studio. It's been fun. We should have you back here again sometime.
Sure.
Yeah, should be good. This is like you've been in the studio once for each time now. The old studio and this studio.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, glad to be here. It's very fun.
Cool. And for Puppey and Sind, we can hope he finds a team or a purpose in life.
Yes, but better team name next time, not redefining madness. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, what was with that, man? And I hated your tag, which was question mark, question mark, question mark. It
madness?
screwed up every news article out there. Because people like, oh, question mark, a team hasn't been selected yet. It was the worst tag in history.
Redefining madness. Sinner, look at my eyes. Madness?
At this point,
I'll show you madness.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Redefine madness.
Will you hit the screen and just say it's Spart, and you just disc out because you hit your screen?
Wait, who hit a screen at a LAN again? Was it Demon?
That was.
There was a thing about punching the screen.
There was two other
Demon
ones,
and Misery?
That was SMM. No, two SMMs ago.
Yeah,
that was
Demon
SMM 2000.
Misery or Demon did it on SMM because they disked and I don't remember what team.
It was up
Myth Trust?
Myth Trust. The nicest guys in Southeast Asia. They were the nicest guys in Southeast Asia, and Demon and Misery basically told them to fuck off. That's what happened.
Myth Trust? Myth Trust? Come on, they just cheesed their win. That's what totally happened. Anyway, I don't think that was the only situation though.
Oh, well, there was blue screens galore at that event. There was a lot that built up to that one moment. And it was we have a 13-minute radiance, and then they lost in a remake, which they agreed to, and then they didn't turn up the next day, even though Mythtrust agreed to a remake. It was a long, painful story.
I remember.
Yeah. I remember being there. That was not good. And the Mythtrust guys like, we apologize, we didn't mean to win. I'm like, what the fuck?
We didn't mean to win. I doubt they said that.
It was along those lines. Anyway, and thanks to Puppey for joining us, as always. Taking time out
I
of
hope
his...
you find a good team, Puppey.
Yeah. Good luck with that, man.
I'll name it something shitty.
Redefining
madness.
Massive diarrhea.
Massive madness of diarrhea.
RDMD. Sweet. Anyway, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Any last shout-outs? Considering we got 2 Navi people on here, do we want to thank your sponsors?
No.
Hang
No.
on.
What are we?
No.
Hey.
Some whores for you? Huh? You have the same sponsors, man.
No, your horse was 0 gravity, man.
Horses?
Horse.
0 gravity?
I didn't say horse.
Horses.
Plural.
Horses.
Just, no.
You like horses? No, of course
Do you like
totally.
horse or horses?
He
Which
does.
one do you like more, Toby?
Thanks
not
for
gonna
watching,
answer us?
guys. Thanks for watching.
He likes the horses.
We'll catch you 2 weeks
some
from now on
horse.
talkDOTA. We'll be back on Tuesday. Actually, it'll be I think it's Wednesday next talkDOTA because EMS 1 will be back on again. So this is just Tuesday because EMS 1's off this week.
Horses.
Until then, enjoy
Big
your
horses.
enjoy your horses. We will see you next time. Tomorrow's live stream starts at I think 17 CET. But check out joindota.com for the details.
Bye, horses.
Yes. Goodbye. Farewell, peoples. Farewell.
Farewell.